Hey everybody, welcome back to another exciting episode of What CD is Rob listening to now? And now I continue with my Metallica marathon and this album, an album called Saint Anger. Now if you hate this album or you never gave it a chance, you might not want to listen to my review of it because it just might anger you. I know it angers a lot of Metallica fans when they hear this. I love this album. I think it's phenomenal. On the CD version, yeah, the drums don't sound great. I'll give you the snare sound is just dead and flat, and I don't enjoy it. So usually when I listen to this, I play the bonus DVD disc, just because it's a live in-studio performance of the entire album, and the drums do sound better. I think that definitely helps this album. Some things about it, it's the first album that didn't have Jason Newsted since Ride the Lightning. And the band went through a lot of crap on this album, some starts and stops, some therapy sessions. It was all documented in a very cool documentary I suggest you check out. I think it's called Some Kind of Monster. But yeah, we're going to talk about the album here. And like I said, I love this album. It's one of my favorite Metallica albums. It's a bit unfocused, I guess. Extremely different from any of their other albums. But I really enjoy it. It kicks off with Frantic. There's some really cool riffs here, and like most of the album, it is rhythmically driven, and I really enjoyed that. The lyrics are a bit cheesy at times, but the chorus melody is fantastic on this song. It's also one of the songs that have endured past this tour. It's a really good Metallica song. Saint Anger, I love the opening riff. There's a very crunchy, heavy intro. The first verse kind of slows things down. There's good melody in the vocals. I love the chorus. There's some cheesy lyrics, but they're not as bad as Frantic. There's a killer instrumental break leading into the heaviest and best part of the song, and rhythmically, just another fantastic tune. Some Kind of Monster, the opening riff kicks in, creating this sludgy, sort of heavy kind of feel. There's some great drum work on this tune. Say what you want about Lars Ulrich. I think he's a fantastic drummer and perfect for Metallica. Again, if you're listening to the CD version, the drums don't sound great. I think it's a snare. It sounds like he's playing a trash can. But if you listen to the bonus DVD with the live performance that has a Robert Trujillo on bass rather than Bob Rock, I mean, it's a much better version. Rhythmically, this is another great song with killer riffs and an amazing vocal performance from James. Dirty Window is another fantastic song built on one hell of a cool guitar riff. The best vocal melody on the album so far. The breakdown section in particular is one of my favorites. The I'm Judge, Jury, and Executioner too. I love that whole section that feeds through that a couple of times. Really cool. Even without a real guitar solo, the instrumental break is damn good, and there's some killer guitar work and drums here. I just love the drums here. Invisible Kid is the first track on the album you could actually hum along to. It's got a great vocal melody. Definitely a favorite from the album. The melody on the chorus is a bit disjarring somehow, but I really enjoy it. My World is another pretty heavy track with some quieter moments for a breather, particularly in the chorus. There's not a whole lot of vocal melody here, but the instruments can get a bit melodic at times, which I really enjoy. Again, like the rest of this album, this tune is very rhythmic. The Not Only Do I Not Know the Answer section is one of my favorite moments on the entire album. I love the vibe they created there. Shoot Me Again has a vocal performance that's really damn good. Some of the best singing on the disc, in my opinion. The music is not as heavy as it has been so far in the album. It's still a hard-edged song with some killer riffs, but not as face-melting as it has been on other tracks. This one is, again, up there and with my favorites on the album. There's plenty of melody in the vocals, which I always appreciate. Sweet Amber, this is going to anger some people, is one of my probably top 5 favorite Metallica songs of all time. It kicks off with a really killer riff that the whole band just expand upon before settling into a really cool groove on the verse. The chorus in particular has one hell of a groove to it, and the vocal melody here, I just love it. The Unnamed Feeling is the track on this album that to me sort of feels as close as you're going to get to the load, reload kind of era of the band. It's still got that heavy sort of exploration thrash that the rest of the album lives upon. It doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of structure, but it just feels like it could kind of sit in those albums. There's more melody and just a different feel that I really enjoy. This is also the closest we get to a guitar solo on the album, although it's really just Kirk kind of bending his strings. I enjoy it. Purify is another Trash song that does feel a bit directionless at times, I'll admit it. There's some cool vocal moments here, but like elsewhere on the album, there's not a whole lot of melody in most of the vocals. This one is another rhythm-driven song with some really fantastic riffs here. And the album ends with All Within My Hands, and it comes in like a freight train with the cymbals and a guitar riff before a chugging guitar riff that the entire band developed to make this one of the best songs on the disc. Like the rest of the album, it's very riff-heavy and rhythmically driven. I think this one could have also worked as an instrumental song, although I do love the vocal performance. In later years, an acoustic version was arranged of the song, which really elevates it to something special. Like I said, most people hate this album. I would consider it one of my very favorites. The band toured with this for a couple years. It did go double platinum. Like I said, I've got the the bonus DVD. Overall, fantastic album. Definitely check it out. Anyhow, until next time, toodles.